Hello students, welcome back to 39th session on Accounting 1. In this session, we are concentrating on second method of charging depreciation on asset, that is nothing but written down value method. We know that in last session we discussed in detail about original cost method of charging depreciation, calculation of depreciation under original cost method, and even we solved problems on original cost method. At the end of this session, you will come to know what exactly is the written down value method of charging depreciation, how to calculate depreciation under this method, and how to pass entries and prepare accounts relating to depreciable asset under this method. So let me see what exactly is the written down value method. The depreciation, which is charged as a fixed percentage on diminishing balance of asset, is nothing but written down value, also known as diminishing balance method. The amount of depreciation goes on decreases every year. The amount of depreciation, try to understand, and repay charged to profit and loss account remain almost same because depreciation decreases every year but expenditure on repairs increases with passage of time. In this sense, we studied original cost method. Under original cost method, we applied the formula cost of asset minus scrap value divided by number of years or lifetime of the asset. So that we arrived at depreciation per annum and we used to charge every year same amount as depreciation. But that is not the case with this method. Under this method, what we do is we will calculate depreciation on original cost only for the first year. Next year onwards, we will calculate depreciation on written down value of the asset. In the sense, let me explain with an example. Assume that you purchased an asset on 1/1/2018 by paying 40,000. At the end of the year, you will charge depreciation on 40,000. Assume that rate of depreciation is 10%. 10% of 40,000 is 4,000. So first year depreciation you will calculate on original cost. But next year, how you will calculate 40,000 minus 4,000 will become next year's opening balance or written down value. Current year's closing balance, also known as next year's opening balance. 36,000 you will calculate depreciation next year. 36,000 into 10 divided by 100, so means you will arrive at 3,600 as depreciation second year. Again, third year onwards, again you will calculate what is the written down value at the beginning of third year, which is equal to written down value at the end of second year. On that value you will calculate depreciation. Rate of depreciation will remain same, but the amount of depreciation get reduces. That's why this method is known as diminishing balance method. You know that under original cost method, we are charging same amount of depreciation. So value of asset reaches to zero at the end of its lifetime. But that is not the case with written down value. Some insignificant amount will be left with the asset even at the end of its lifetime. But this method is useful in case of plant and machinery where addition and extension takes place very often. And this method will not be used for those assets whose value is to be reduced to zero. For example, patents. So only for such asset where addition and extension is very much necessary, for such type of asset we make use of this method. Let me move towards suitability of this method, means for which type of asset we make use of this method of charging depreciation. This method is useful in case of asset with long life where amount of repair and renewal goes on increasing as the time passes, where the possibility of obsolescence is more. It exactly opposite to which method? Original cost method. We studied it. Under original cost method is suitable for such asset where repair and renewal is not that much and the possibility of obsolescence is comparatively lesser. But that is not the case with written down value method. Under this method, this method is useful particularly for such asset where repair and renewal is going to increase year after year and possibility of obsolescence is more. Examples of asset for which we are making use of this method of depreciation is machinery and building and even plant and machinery. What are the advantages of this method? Just like original cost method, this is easy to understand and at the same time operate. Under this method, depreciation is more in earlier year but lesser in later year. so that it is a logical method. We know that assets will be having more efficiency at the earlier part, but its efficiency get reduces over a period of time. Charging more depreciation when it is more efficient, charging lesser depreciation when its efficiency get reduces, definitely is a logic. So there is a logic behind it. That's why this method is a logical method of calculating depreciation. This method is also recognized by Income Tax Act. Under this method, total burden on profit and loss account is fairly uniform because depreciation will be more initially but reduces over time. Repair will be less initially but increases over time. What are the demerits of this method? We know that under this method, asset will never reduces to zero. This method is comparatively difficult when compared with original cost method because fixing rate of depreciation is not that much easy. Just like original cost method, this method fails to take interest on amount invested on asset. Even in this method, we are not providing or we are not creating fund for replacement of old asset with new asset at the end of lifetime of old asset. This method is quite complicated when compared to original cost method. What are the comparison between straight line method and written down value method? So let me concentrate on similarities first. Both of these methods are recognized by Income Tax Act. They are so simple to understand and easy to compare. Both of these methods ignores interest on amount invested on asset. No fund is maintained for replacement of asset under both of these methods. Entries for depreciation are same under both of these methods. But there are certain points of difference. Under original cost method, if you take into consideration particularly calculation of depreciation, it's quite easy and simple. But written down value, under written down value method, calculation of depreciation is quite difficult or complicated. We are calculating depreciation based on original cost under original cost method, but under written down value method, we will take into consideration original cost initially, but later, means from next year onwards, second year onwards, we will concentrate on written down value, means we will calculate depreciation based on written down value. Amount of depreciation will remain same under original cost method, but under written down value method, amount of depreciation is initially high but reduces over a period of time. Value of asset reaches to zero at the end of its useful lifetime under original cost method, but it will not reaches to zero under written down value method. Burden on profit and loss account is quite uniform every year as depreciation is same under original cost method, but under written down value method, burden on profit and loss account is initially high, later it reduces. Rate of depreciation is usually low under original cost method. It is quite higher under written down value method. We will apply original cost method of charging depreciation in case of assets with long life where repair is less and rate of obsolescence is comparatively low. But we will apply written down value method in case of assets which requires more repair, more renewal, and rate of obsolescence is comparatively higher. So these are the points of difference exist between original cost method and written down value method. Let me concentrate on problems on written down value method. We just look at the problem. A manufacturing concern whose books are closed on 31st March purchased machinery for Rs 50,000 on 1/1/2014. Additional machinery was acquired for Rs 10,000 on 1/7/2016 and for Rs 16,000 on 1/1/2017. Certain machinery which was purchased for Rs 10,000 on 1/1/2014 was sold for Rs 6,000 on 30th June 2015. Show machinery account from 2014 to 2018 assuming written down value method of depreciation at 10% per annum. Listen carefully. Organized Asian purchased a machinery on 1/1/2014 by paying 50,000. Part of this machinery costing 10,000 was sold on 30th June 2015. This is very much important because if you calculate depreciation on one asset which was purchased on 1/1/14 by taking 50,000 initially, later you face difficulty in calculating book value of 10,000 which is part of that 50,000 sold on 30th June 2015. That's why If this is the case, means if a part of machinery is sold later year, what you have to do is, while calculating depreciation and such asset, you do one thing, that part which is sold, you just make bifurcation. That part which will be with you till its lifetime, that part which will be sold later years, try to understand, you make that asset into two parts. Now I am making first asset which was purchased on 1/1/2014 into two parts. One is 40,000, the other one is 10,000. So that I feel so easy to calculate depreciation. That's very much important. As far as asset which was purchased on 1/7/2006, we are not selling. I am taking as it is. Again on 1/1/2017 we purchased one more asset, 10,000 worth rupees asset. Again we are not selling it. One more important thing here is, if you sell asset fully, no problem at all. If you are not selling asset fully, if you are selling part of asset which was purchased initially, you make bifurcation at the beginning itself. Means start calculating depreciation of that part which will be sold separately and that part which will be with you separately. So that's a very important thing to be noted. So let me see note on calculation of depreciation. You just look at the note. Machinery which was purchased on 1/1/2014. Again machinery purchased on 1/1/2014. So I bifurcated 40,000, 10,000. Means 50,000 I divided into two parts. 40,000 which will be with the organization till the end of his lifetime. 10,000 which will be sold later year. Again on 1/7/2016, on 1/1/2017. So cost, we just look at the cost. Then less depreciation. We know that 50,000 worth rupee machinery was purchased on 1/1/2014. Organization is closing its accounts on 31/3/2014. So initially we can charge depreciation only for 3 months. So 40,000 into 10/100 into 3/12. Again 10,000 into 10/100 into 3/12 will become 1,250. We will arrive at written down value on 1/4/2014. Try to understand. 3 months depreciation, total depreciation is 1,250. So next, depreciation from 1/4/2014 to 31/3/2015. We are not selling it in 50. So we are charging full year depreciation here. On 39,000 into 10 divided by 100 is 3,900. 9,750 into 10 divided by 100 is 975. So we will arrive at written down value on 1/4/2015, 35,100, 8,775. So see, we arrived at year where we are selling the 10,000 rupees. See, as far as 35,100 machinery is concerned, means 40,000 machinery we are not selling. So this machinery will be with us full year. So we are going to charge full year depreciation. Depreciation from 1/4/2015 to 31/3/2016, 35,100 into 10 divided by 100 means 3,510. But this machinery, 10,000 worth rupees machinery will be with us till 30th 6. So we are calculating depreciation from 1/4 to 30th 6. 4th month, 5th month, 6th month, only for 3 months. So 8,775 into 10 divided by 100 into 3/12 is 219. So now we will arrive at written down value on the date of sale with regard to the 10,000 machinery, 8,556. We sold it for 16,000. See, 8,556 worth rupees machinery we are selling at 16,000. So we earned a profit of selling price is more than the value on the date of sale. So what is the profit? 7,444. As far as the 40,000 is concerned, which will be with us till its lifetime. So written down value on 1/4/2016 is 31,590. So again we are charging full year depreciation 16 to 17. 31,590 into 10 by 100 is 3,159. Now one new machinery appears which was purchased on 1/7/2016 for 10,000. So we have to charge depreciation for this new machinery from 1/7/2016 to 31/3/2017. So 7th month, 8th month, 9th month, 10th, 11th, 12th, 1, 2, 3 means 9 months depreciation. 10,000 into 10 by 100 into 9 by 12 means 750. We will arrive at written down value. Again, one more machinery is there. I am sorry, we purchased on 1/1/2000. 17. That also comes in the year 1/4/2016 to 31/3/2017. We purchased it on 1/1/2017. That machinery will be with us only for 3 months. 16,000 into 10 by 100 into 3 by 12 will become 400. We'll arrive at rate and down value of all the machinery which will be with us. Then we have to calculate depreciation for next year starting from 1/4/2017 to 31/3/2018. 10% of written down value will become 2843.1 in case of first machinery, 925 in case of second machinery, second machinery, first new machinery, 15,600, 1,560 in case of second new machinery. We will arrive at written down value on 31/3/2018. So this is what the note we have to prepare. See here, I bifurcated initial asset which was purchased on 1/1/2014 by paying 50,000 into two parts. One is that part which will be with us fully and the other part which we are going to sell in between. Try to understand. In case if you sell a whole of this asset and later part, then it is not necessary for another part to bifurcate. As you are selling part of the asset, better to bifurcate from the beginning itself. So this is what important thing to be taken care of. You just look at the machinery account. You know what is the entry for purchasing the machinery. Machinery account debtor to cash 50,000 on 31/3/2014 depreciation. See, while charging depreciation, you should shoot totally for 50,000, 40,000 plus 10,000. That is 1,250. So balance is 48,750. Second year we are charging depreciation. You just calculate total of depreciation in note. For 40,000 and for 10,000 it will become 4,875. Balance will become 43,875. Again next year balance is 43,875. This is the year of sale of the 10,000 worth rupees machinery. When you sell it, you are going to receive cash and machinery get reduces on 30th/6/2015. Journal entry is cash account debtor to machinery account 16,000. This sales results into profit. Whenever there is a profit, it should be debited to concerned asset account, credited to profit and loss account. That's why I am debiting asset account and crediting profit and loss account by 7,444. I am charging depreciation. Look at this. This depreciation is full year depreciation of 40,000 and 6-month depreciation of the 10,000 which was sold. Then the balance is 31,590. Represent that 40,000 which will be with us. Again we are moving towards 1/4/2016. Balance is 31,590. We purchased two machinery on 1/7/2016 by paying 10,000. On 1/1/2017 by paying 16,000. So machinery account debtor to cash account. Then total of all these three assets depreciation will become 4,309. We will be left with balance of 53,281. On 1/4/2007 balance brought down is 53,281. Then for all these three assets from 1/4/2017 to 31/3/2018 total depreciation is 5,328.1. We will be left with balance of 47,952.9. So this is how to prepare machinery account. At the same time we have to prepare depreciation account. We know that as and when we charge depreciation at the end of the year, the journal entry is depreciation account debtor to concerned asset account. It should be closed by transferring it to profit and loss account. Every year on debit side you can see depreciation account debtor to plant account, and credit side we are transferring every year depreciation to profit and loss account. This is all about written down value method of charging depreciation. We will see what is annuity method and how to calculate depreciation under annuity method by solving problems particularly in next session. Till that, take care of your health. Thank you.